What's going on, everybody? Jay here, and welcome back to the Plant to Tank. And today I'm going to be going over everything that has to do with this 40-gallon breeder that I just set up about a week ago. So let's start from the top to the bottom. Up top for lighting, I have a Fluval 3.0 36-inch, and I have all of the lights set to max power except for the blues are completely turned off. The mounting arm brackets that I have are a Current USA bracket that I've had for quite some time now, and I actually ended up having to bend them in order to fit the previous light that I had up there, and I tried to bend them back, but as you can see, it didn't turn out very well. But it's good enough for now. It'll work. As you can see, I do have the Fluval light hung up above the tank about 3 inches or so, just to get a little bit more light spread in the tank. That way the light can reach all four corners and there aren't any dark spots. As for the tank itself, it is a 40-gallon breeder. I believe it is 36 inches long by 18 inches deep by 16 inches high. A lot of people like to use this tank for aquascaping, as the dimensions are really nice for creating a lot of depth in the aquarium. For the hardscape, I am using Seryu stone and spiderwood. For the plants, I am using a Monte Carlo foreground mixed in with some Repens up against the rocks, and then some Lobelia Cardinalis as a transitional plant for the midground and background plants. For the midground, I have some Crypt Wendtii bronze and Amazon sword compacta, or compact, whichever you like to call it. And for the background plants, I have Ludwigia Repens. That's the standard broadleaf Ludwigia. And I have some Rotala Green with some Rotala H'ra mixed in there with it. On the driftwood, that is Spiky Moss. And as you can see, it's already getting the brown diatom algae. Like I said, this tank has only been set up for about a week or so at this point. I am running a Eheim surface skimmer in there just to get rid of that new tank surface scum or biofilm. The fish I have in there right now are, I believe they're called silver tip tetras. I have 7 of those. I think I have 3 males and 4 females. I have 1 sad little lonely black neon tetra. As for filtration, I am using a Oase Biomaster 250 Thermo. I've had that filter for, I believe, almost 4 years now, and it's by far my favorite canister filter of all time. It's very reliable. It's extremely quiet, super easy to clean due to it having a pre-filter built into it. The heater being built into the filter is super nice because it helps to keep equipment out of the inside of the tank, which allows you to focus more on the actual aquascape itself and not be so distracted by equipment. I am running some glass lily pipes. As you can see, I got those from Amazon about 3 years ago, I'd say at this point. The clear tubing that you see, the vinyl tubing, I actually got from Home Depot, and there's a lot of controversy about using the hose from Home Depot. To be honest, I haven't had any issues with, white film building up on the inside of it. I did clean it very good with some, I believe it was Dawn dish soap, the stuff that they use to clean oil off of ducts and stuff. For my CO2 setup, I am running a inline CO2 diffuser. I also bought that off of Amazon, and there will be links to all the stuff in the description. They are affiliate links, so they will help me out quite a bit. I am using a Aquatech of California regulator. I've had that for a very long time, and that is hooked up to a 10-pound CO2 tank, and that usually lasts me about a year or so before I have to go swap it out for another full one. Back to the filtration, I am using, I believe it's called Seachem Matrix. And underneath you can see this is where I keep all of my towels. You can't have enough towels in this hobby. The black one there that says Fluval, that was actually sent to me as a gift from Fluval. So huge shout out to Fluval. They're an awesome company. They make some really good lights. As you guys know, I was a big fan of the Nano 3.0 light. So I figured the bigger lights that they sell would be just as good. As for the stand itself, this is a heavy duty rack that I got from Home Depot, and on the top it comes with these wood inserts. I ended up having to use 2 of those in order for the tank not to sit on the actual frame itself. So I do have 2 pieces of wood in the top, and it seems to work out just fine. The biggest thing I would say when using a rack like this is to make sure that the tank is perfectly level. Mine still isn't perfectly level, as you can probably tell. It's a little high in the back right corner. It's nothing, you know, too out of whack. The bubble was still in between the lines. It was just, you know, on one side. For substrate, I am using Fluval Stratum. If you couldn't tell from the setup video of this tank, I've always used Fluval Stratum. It just grows plants so well. There's no reason not to use it besides it being super expensive. I believe I paid almost $200 for 3 of the 17.6 pound bags, I believe they are. I actually just recently upgraded to a Python for water changes, because filling this tank up and draining it with the bucket that I have here would take a long time. So I finally got myself a Python and figured out how to get it to work with my sink. They actually have a new adapter in the kit when you buy it, so it ended up working out just fine. It makes water changes on this thing a breeze. It's actually already had one 90% water change and one 50% water change in the first week. As you can see, I am already getting the brown diatom algae, which I do expect to get quite a bit worse, but diatom algae for me always seems to go away on its own. It's just a natural part of the tank going through its maturing process. Back to the lighting, I am running this light, I believe, for a little over 9 hours a day. I think it's almost 10 hours a day. I think it's like 9.5. Including the ramp up and ramp down, which is a half an hour each. Like I said, I am using this light with the blue light all the way off. I just think it looks better that way. I'm sure the plants do appreciate having some blue in there, but I like the way it looks with the warmer tone. I'm not a big fan of that cool blue light in the aquarium. I like the more natural sunlight look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's my first time doing a voiceover, so hopefully you guys like it. If you did, leave a like. If you guys have any questions about this aquarium or any of the equipment that I'm using, please leave a comment down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. And as always, keep it planted.